Welcome to the video walkthrough for creating an escape room using Google Suite. This is the first video of this series of 7 videos. So why an escape room? Simply because it offers an engaging approach to learning by injecting the element of gamification. This series of videos will guide you through setting up a complex escape room that allows a user to submit responses in paragraph or in fact any other format, checks for correctness against a set of answers or phrases, and if the responses are correct, to reveal an unlock key. You will also learn how to set up a dashboard to have full control over all the escape puzzles, including changing the difficulty levels to unlock the puzzles remotely, monitoring input remotely, monitoring if the users have completed their puzzles, and provide direct chat assistance. So first, let me bring you through the entire experience quickly so you know what components of Google Suite are required to set up the room and how the room looks like when it is done. So as you can see here, this is the landing website for the escape room that has been created. This is where you will see the narrative, the escape scene, and the puzzle, the hidden puzzle and the lock. Right, so I will just go to the first book here. So this escape room was created as part of a book discussion engagement session on these two books here. So I will use the first book to bring you through quickly. So clicking the book brings you to the narrative, and this narrative sets up the context for the escape room. So this is also where you will need to inject in your own narrative for your own specific escape room. So there's a video here to set the context further, and after which the groups will enter via one of these 3 buttons here. If you have more groups, you are free to add more buttons. If you have less groups, of course, delete the buttons. So clicking on group 1 here brings me to the escape scene. So this is the puzzle. So in the puzzle, essentially there are a few elements here. You can see that in the puzzle there's a timer here. There are a set of instructions here, and then there's a little help where you click on the logo here, it will bring up a new page. And of course, this is the main puzzle. So on the puzzle, there are hidden clues where clicking on them would bring you to the puzzle solving page. So let's say there's one here. So it brings me to the first clue, the first puzzle. Notice that this puzzle has already been filled up because this exercise has already been completed. And the unlock key has revealed itself over here. This unlock key happens to be blue work. So if I were to delete this part here, you'll notice that the unlock key disappears. So the user would need to update the correct response here for the unlock key to reveal itself. Okay, so for example, Jones. And you see that the number of question marks has reduced to 1. This is because this is one of the keywords. You can also set up for phrases, and this one I will go through it with you later on in the next few series of the videos. So once you have submitted the correct response here and the unlock key is reviewed, you would need to update your unlock key here. So in this case it is blue work. Keying the correct unlock key will not give you the error message. So you notice that if this is a wrong unlock key, it shows you the error message, right? So when all the unlock keys are updated, you will be able to submit the form, and metaphorically you will be able to escape. Okay. In the series of videos, I will also show you how to create this puzzle, how to set up the form, how to set up this puzzle over here, and also the master dashboard. The master dashboard is essentially your control mechanism for the entire escape room series. So you notice that there are a few tabs here. Over here, this master tab here allows us to remotely populate the unlock keys into all the puzzles over here. So blue work, which appears here, is in fact populated from this master dashboard, which will propagate to all the puzzles. The threshold basically sets how difficult you want the puzzle to be. So in this case, there are a few search keys here. You're free to add in more search keys if you want to, but for the current purpose, there are 13 search keys. You can insert words, numbers, phrases, and so on and so forth. But take note that with a high threshold, it means that your user will need to hit more than will need to hit the number of search keys that you have specified in order for the form to be unlocked and to show the unlock key. Okay, so this is the questions. The questions here will remotely be populated into the puzzle over here as well. And this is the question title, which again will remotely populate into the puzzle over here, right? So the master dashboard essentially controls all the puzzles, including its unlocking. And over here, this dashboard page allows you to see what the different groups have submitted. So in this case, you notice this exercise has already been completed. So there are some responses here. So you notice that for group 1, clue number 1, because the response is incorrectly submitted, it shows red here. For group 2, clue 1, it is correctly submitted, so it shows green here. So this gives you an overview of the completion status of the different groups, allowing you to provide support if necessary. So for example, if group 1 were to call for help, so let's say this is group 1, clue 1, they were to call for help. Okay, over here, right? So let's say group 1, clue 1 were to call for help via the help me function. Over here, the master dashboard will show an orange indicator to show that they are requesting for support, for remote support. Let me make the columns a bit smaller first and hide this section which is not required. So if group 1 were to ask for help, you can simply respond to group 1 over here. How can I help you? And this will appear in group 1's page. So effectively, it gives the user remote access, remote monitoring, and remote feedback mechanisms over the entire puzzle, right? So that's it for this video. In the next 6 videos, I will show you how to create, again, the site itself, this escape scene, the form, the clues, including some of the very simple coding behind getting it to do checking of the responses, as well as the master dashboard.